Good evening everyone and welcome to TTL F2. It's season 5, round 2, here around the street of Azerbaijan in the lovely country, as I said, of Baku. And yes, I don't know this voice or this face, that for example. I'm here. I've been ill a little bit the last couple of days. That's why you didn't see me on Saturday for Project Cars. You haven't seen me throughout last week as well. I am back. I have been recovering from a bit of man flu. Let's just put it that way. But I am here to commentate over the second round of the TTL F2 Championship, and of course rounds 3 and 4 taking place here in Azerbaijan. And for those of you who are tuning in and don't know what happened last week in Bahrain, Spike took the victory in the feature race. Of course, feature race and sprint race now in TTL F2. And also Afri took the sprint win as well, with Spike and Siege just in behind in the sprint race, and for the purpose, Afri in race. So that's just to confirm that. And championship standings pretty much coming into tonight is quite varied, because obviously we've got 2 different point systems, one for the sprint race, one for the feature race. Spike on 39 points currently leading the way, from Afri in second on 33, so only 6 points separating the top 2 coming into round 2 here in Azerbaijan for races 3 and 4. Nevi in third on 23, with Siege in fourth on 20. Honey, who's not attending here tonight, on 12 points in 5th. Sean in 6th on 11, with Cooper in 7th on 8. And I want to personally welcome Cooper to the commentary team. He is going to be alongside Malk on a Friday night for TTFL. So I just want to get that out there, and I will come on to that more at the end of this stream. Coming through the rest of the standings, however, Maze in 8th on 7, with Maximus in 9th on 5, and Taze Leroy in 10th on 4 points. Oman Barry also on 4 points in 11th, with the Gort in 12th on 2, and Jeffrey on 1. Anybody not to score point just yet: Crazy Legs, Lyronix, George, Graham, Alan K, Andy and Grizzly Bear. All of those drivers not yet to haven't scored points yet. And coming into the constructors standings after round 1 in Azerbaijan, Dams on 47 points leading the way, with Trident in second on 33, and P Motorsport in third on 24, Carlin on 20. Then it's Art Grand Prix on 12, with Campos in 6th on 11. Sauber Junior Team and Uni Virtuosi Racing on 9 points, BWT Arden on 4, and Prima on the famous Nil Pois. And I think Prima should be getting some points here tonight, because S. Graham is here, and is his teammate here? He's not just yet, but Prima represented by 1 car here tonight, which is good to see, S. Graham, of course. And we are into Baku, of course. 20 corners for the drivers, mixing the modern with the old here in Azerbaijan, and I'm sure everyone will enjoy the racing that is going to unfold out on track. And I may remind you, it is the feature race and the sprint race. Alan K is ready up, so I think we can pretty much get going and get underway. And no penalties to point out from last week either, which is very good, and that's what we like to keep up and doing. Of course, we did have that bit of a lag moment between Cooper and Afri. Hopefully that has been sorted out for this week. Of course, if it happens again, I will be speaking to those drivers, and I've also spoken to a couple of drivers just to ensure that the clean and competitive racing that we want to strive for here in TTL F2 is kept to the best possible standard. But Azerbaijan should be getting underway. We are 1 minute past 8, and for those of you who are tuning in, yes, I'm back. I've got a throat lozenge in my mouth, so you might hear a bit of rattling on the mic here tonight. 15 drivers though about to do battle around the streets of Azerbaijan, and hopefully everyone tuning in for all the right reasons here tonight. We are about to get going for the feature race and for the sprint race, and of course 1-shot qualifying for both here tonight, so we are going to be riding on board with a driver certainly in the feature race before 1-shot has started. And of course, don't leave the lobby after the feature race, because there of course is a sprint race to do, and the sprint race is going to be over in a flash. But of course, we're here in Baku, and as I said, it mixes the modern and the old. The old city winding around in sector 2, modern city, the modern skyscrapers. I will point out a few landmarks on the way around on a lap. Of course, we've got the Flame Towers and, of course, the Flame Art Museum on the right-hand side, running down the main start-finish straight after turn 20. 15 drivers about to do battle here out on track. We're not getting going that quick. If the game thought they were having me on there, then goodness me. But we are getting going. And that famous building there, I can't really pick out what that building is actually in the background of shot, but that is the pit lane. Very expansive pit lane. Of course, this is a street circuit. This is traditionally used as everyday life, as you probably normally see at tracks like in Canada and in Australia, of course. And 2 DRS zones on the track, on the start-finish straight between turns 20 and turn 1, and then between turns 2 and 3. There's not really any other opportunities to have the DRS on this track, so only the 2 DRS zones here tonight. We should be getting going very, very shortly, and we're going to ride on board with Jeffrey. No pressure for Jeffrey. He's about to come across the start-finish line. DRS already open. I've got game sound, which is good to see. I'm going to turn up a little bit. We are on the super soft competitive tyres. Although Barry on the mediums, interestingly, as we now fly through turn 1 with Jeffrey, and he's already retired from the session. He doesn't want me to ride on board with him, so we'll go on board with Afri then. The German, of course, he did take his first TTL F2 victory of this season, last time out in the sprint race, so it would be interesting to see how he copes here tonight in Baku. George has already retired from the session as well. Purple super soft competitive tyres and the yellow wall of medium competitive tyres are the 2 that we've got here tonight. After now coming through turn 4, looking very nice through there actually. Now on the run towards turn 5. This is the end of sector 1, 39.6 through the middle, through the first sector I should say. Now coming up towards the flame tower in the left hand side. There is the flame tower way off in the distance. Famous landmark here in Baku, in the capital of Azerbaijan, of course. After just cutting that a little bit slightly, but looking good so far. Navy currently leading as we now come into the famous castle section, past the Baku castle on the left-hand side. Now, stringing round. Andy is retired from the session as well, so he's going to play another the part in this one-shot qualifying. Afri, though, leading the way. Navy just in behind. Siege, Spike, May is right up there as well. Good qualifying from him so far. But now, we go down from the highest point on the track towards the lowest point on the track. Down through turn 15, famously where Vettel and Hamilton collided under the safety car in 2018. Now through turn 16, then coming through turn 17, this little kink here, before the sweeping left and right. You can take this flat out, of course. Let's listen to it through here. Oh, right to the limit there, Afri through there. Brilliant. Now coming through turn 20, now to open up the DRS, he's just in front. Will Navy try and get him on the DRS running down the straight? Remains to be seen, but Afri is about to come across the line. What is the lap time? Like the German, 50.8, is only about a tenth and a quarter ahead of Navy there with a 50.9. And we'll run through the rest of the grid order as it comes. But Afri, the German, takes feature race pole position here tonight. I do apologise about the voice. Afri, though, takes it by dead on 1.25 seconds. Nevy in second, Siege in third, Spike and Flying Cooper. Good showing from the Dams guys once again, 4th and 5th, with Mays in 6th and Gort in 7th. Uni for Chelsea right up there as well, with Sean Annette as Graham in 9th for Prima, yet to score points. So hopefully he can score points, and I think he's put himself in a good position there to possibly score points in this feature race. Maximus in 10th, Val Kane 11th. Ulman Barry on the mediums in 12th. Very unconfident, I think, on those mediums, but of course we should be seeing those drivers use that set of tyres. Andy, George and Jeffrey not setting any sort of times. And of course, if you are tuning in for the first time here in TTL F2, please do interact in the comment section. I want to hear your comments. I want to see some driver interaction as well, if they're going to be listening in as well here tonight. And it does look a little bit cloudy in Baku, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this race pans out. Of course, we did have blue skies for one-shot qualifying. With the cloud cover, it means the tyres aren't really going to get up to temperature that quickly, so it's going to be really intriguing to find out who is going to be managing those tyres effectively out on track, as the 30-second countdown has now begun. Of course, Baku is the prime spot here tonight for the racing to unfold, and I may remind you, coming into tonight's race, that the championship standings are as follows. Spike in first on 39, Afri in second on 33, and Nevy in third on 23. They're the top 3 out of the drivers. Constructors, Dams on 47, Trident on 33, and MP Motorsport on 24. We will get the formation lap underway very shortly indeed. And we are now underway for the formation lap. 15 laps around here, so in normal F1 terms, if we were running the F1 cars around here, this would be more than a 25% race. It'll be more like a 30% race for these guys. Of course, this is 50% format. So you can really take what the sprint race is going to be like. I think it's going to be around maybe 12 laps, possibly. I'm not sure. We'll come to the sprint race, of course, after the feature. But after out on pole position, what are the tyres like? What are the tyres like? Bit of a mix. Bit of a mix from everyone. Pretty much 8 and 7, like we saw last week, really. So Afri on a set of super softs, as well as Maze, Gort, both Univertosis on a set of supers there. Sean, Graham and Maximus on a set of supers as well. And George, interestingly, the only one out of the bottom 5 on a set of super soft compound of tyre. Everyone else opting to go for medium compound of tyre, and I personally think that the mediums might just be the better tyre to work around here through the first half of the stint. Of course, the super softs are going to be quicker, but in terms of the tyre management, I think the mediums can get further into the race than the super softs, of course, as the tyres will degrade quite quickly compared to the super softs, and Afri does not want to be doing that coming into Sector 2, coming through the castle section there at Sector 2. He does not want to be doing that on his formation lap, and Siege does not want to be doing that coming out of the castle section. Goodness me, we're seeing a lot of hitting with the walls here tonight on the formation lap. Hopefully everyone getting their contact out of the way on the formation lap and not losing any end plates, of course. But yeah, very interesting. It reminds me a bit like Grosjean crashing under the safety car in 2017. Yeah, be quite interesting. See what you guys have been saying on the comment section. I don't think we've had many comments come through, actually. I think we've only had the one, in fact. But thank you to everyone that is tuning in. Hope you didn't miss me too much if you have been wondering why there was no Project Cars. Just an update on that. Andy was supposed to put up some replays. They have corrupted through Project Cars itself. So, unfortunately, you're not going to see Project Cars. I will try and update you how Project Cars went. Season finale in the Clio Cups, of course. That was round Alton Park Foster's circuit. And I cannot wait to get underway for Baku. And I'm sure you guys will be tuning in and wondering, this is going to be great. This is really going to be some great action here out on track. Everyone to keep it clean, keep it competitive, and we won't have any trouble. Jeffrey then joining onto the back alongside George and Andy, who are just joining into the grid slots now. And we are about to get going here for 15 laps of racing in this race. The 5 red lights are about to come on in the feature. Lights glitch going on my screen. Lights out and away we go though, and Afri gets a good start. Navy off the line well. Siege, Maze has already got up in position. Flying Cooper's had a dreadful start. Down into turn 1, Afri leads. How's everyone looking in behind? Bit of a Constantina effect going on. Apart from Sean losing it, I think everyone is clean through there. So Afri through, Navy, through turn 2 the goals. Siege and Spike in 3rd and 4th. Maze in 5th, Flying Cooper in 6th. Little bit of Constantina again round turn 2. All them Barry and Jeffrey, I think, are just taking their time near the back. Yeah, they haven't clashed or anything like that, which is good to see. Spike right on the back of Siege, who nearly goes into the wall, and now Spike around the outside line will have that P3. Oh, somebody off in the wall in the background. I'm not sure if that was somebody taking the escape roll. Was that George going up the escape roll, possibly? He's retired from the session. Not sure what happened there. I just saw a car flying through the back of Shot, but Afri leads the way early on. 1.1 seconds is the gap as they're coming towards this infamous castle section for the first time. Very close to the wall there. Maybe a little bit too close to the wall there for Afri. Hopefully he doesn't hit the wall like we saw him on the formation lap. He's through there nicely, and he's got a 1.3 second lead coming through the castle section. So they all fly through there for the first time. Jeffrey, I think, might have been caught up in a little bit of contact, actually, with George. I'm assuming that because he's about 5.5 seconds down off everyone else, and he has lost end plate as well. So Jeffrey going to be struggling his way around, but got another set of mediums to the end. Afri leads the way, though. There is an interesting battle going on. Again, a little bit of a close-knit battle going on here between Graham, Gort and Maximus. This is halfway down the field, about 7th, 8th and 9th this is for. We'll go on board then with Spike in the meantime, who was actually looking for another move. Could be 2 for 1 in the space of a lap. Navy taking A lot of speed through there. Spike just a little bit too hesitant maybe on the power coming through that right-hander. Maximus has got Gort and he's got S. Graham as well. Maximus in the background has gone past a lot, and Gort, I think, might have had a moment in the background. At the end of lap 1, Afri leads the way. Somebody diving into the pits. That looks like Oldman Barry, I think, possibly coming into the pits. It's not. It is S. Graham coming into the pits. Alan Kay also into the pits early on. So, Afri leads the way, 3.3 seconds. German dominating on the super soft so far. But Spike right on the battle, and this is going to be the one to really look out for. Spike right on the back of Navy as they come through now into turn 3. Spike once again as Jeffrey is retired. I think he's retired that in the pit lane, so Jeffrey taking no further part in this race either. Of course, remember, stay in the lobby because it's going to be a sprint race coming up very, very shortly indeed. You can tell my voice is going a little bit, but Afri leads the way early on, 3.7 seconds from Navy in second, Spike in third, Siege now on the back of this as well, so three-way battle as they come towards the Flame Towers and come towards the castle section once again for the second time. Afri pulling away nicely, of course, would expect them to on a set of supers, but they're going to wear off quite quickly, I would think. They're only going to last 4, maybe 5 laps before they actually do start to go. So Afri 4.3 seconds ahead. Navy in second, Spike in third, Siege in fourth. Maximus, however, is right on the back of Flying Cooper. Hopefully no light going on for Flying Cooper this week. Maximus sizing up an opportunity to come to the highest point on the track. Through 13 and 14. Now on the run down toward 15, which is the double, which is the left-hander here. Of course, Vettel and Hamilton coming together. Maximus sizing up an opportunity, possibly. A lot of battling going on. Maximus is down the inside of Flying Cooper. Brave move to try and pull off. Not quite, but good attempt nonetheless. Siege is right on the back of Spike as well to come through the little kink at 18 and 19. A little left-right through there. And this is going to be very close running down the straight. Spike and Siege now going to pretty much run in tandem, side by side. We've also got Maximus and Flying Cooper very close in the background. I've just seen them pretty much going side by side out of turn 19. Siege is going to just back off this and go on board with Maximus, trying to get past Flying Cooper. Flying Cooper's got that setup done well, and he hangs off the attention to Maximus for now, as Andy is trying to get on the back of Ulman Barry as well in the points so far. Traditional F1 point system being used for this feature race. There's 25 points available to the winner, and Afri currently out in front. 5.4 seconds the gap. Navy in second, but he has to take the defensive line on Spike. Spike right on the back of him coming through here. All of these guys, second, third and fourth, running the medium compound of tyres. Siege maybe just backing off this, thinking I could try and outdo these for cornering rather than for pace. That's what I'm going to try and do. Alan Kay in this, Graham in the meantime, way down the field in P11 and P12. Of course, these guys have already made their pit stop. Alan Kay now down the inside, the Irishman on the Scotsman. That's a good move if he can pull it off. Down on the inside line, Alan Kay has got that move done and pulls it off. So the Irishman outdoes the Scotsman through into turn 2. Nice move, and Alan Kay is up to 11th place. Very nice stuff indeed, but Afri leads the way. 6.1 seconds the gap. Navy in second, Spike in third. Siege get a much better run there, I've got to say, out of P4. S. Graham is going past Alan Kay. They're having a bit of battle. Maximus in the meantime right on the back of Flying Cooper. We saw this last lap around. He's got to try and make that move stick now into turn 16 possibly, or he could just wait as Siege and Spike have swapped positions. I'm not sure if Spike has got any front wing damage there. Yeah, he's lost his right side end plate. So Spike has lost his right side end plate, which is very intriguing. So he must have had contact with the wall and decided to let Siege through, and you can really see him backing off through the left and right there. We're going forward with Maximus, who makes that look very easy. The speed difference through there is unbelievable. The yellow flags in sector 2, that was on the left hand side of the screen. Flying Cooper now flying past them. The namesake coming to fruition there. Flying Cooper now back into P6. Maximus just losing their position once again. So these two are going to be quite close knit. Maximus, of course, on the super softs, not trying to disrupt his race or Flying Cooper's race here, and just loses it on the curve there at turn 2 actually, on the inside at turn 2, gives them a poor run out the corner. Spike though in the meantime on the back of Siege, not close enough for a move this time around. Hopefully everyone enjoying the race lap so far, and it's lap 4 out of 15, and Afri leads the way, 7.2 seconds, and he's got the run of the race early on, with Navy in second, Siege in third, Spike in fourth. Mays trying to hunt them down now in fifth, with Flying Cooper in sixth, Maximus in seventh, Sean in eighth, Ulman Barry in ninth, and Andy in 10th. Yeah, there are your current point scorers. Alan KS, Graham and the Gorse have that advantage of already pitting and coming in for a set of medium compound of tyres. So it'll be intriguing to see as George has left the session as well. So hopefully, of course, these guys have got to remember, if they do want to participate in the sprint race, they've now left. So we cannot set up the lobby again just for those guys to come back in. It's a bit of a dodgy one, but that's how the game works. So that's how the F2 format works, especially with the feature and the sprint race. After those 7.7 seconds, I should say, out in front, Navy in second, Siege in third, Spike in fourth. I'm on board with Spike, and it's really intriguing to see how he's just trying to hesitate and pick up Siege once again. And Spike, of course, taking the inaugural victory last week in Bahrain. Doesn't seem confident through that left and right section. Just losing a little bit of time. He's lost about 700th of a second there. Siege now on the back of Navy, not going to be close enough. You've got to be within 2.5, maybe 3 tenths running down the straight. He is getting closer. Not good enough though. Siege will stay in P3 down into turn 1. So we are a third distance. Afri still leads the way, of course. 7.9 seconds the gap. The German doing well out in front. Navy in second, Siege in third, Spike in fourth. Flying Cooper, however, has just been overtaken by Maze, I do believe, unless I'm missing something. No, Maze has always been in P5. That's my eyesight doing that. That's why you do not trust me trying to spy out on plenty full of action. But Flying Cooper now on the back of Maze, which is quite intriguing. Also quite intriguing, Navy coming back to Siege and coming back possibly to Spike as well. And we'll focus on this battle quite intensely now for this lap, certainly. Super Soft Runners should be coming in very soon, I would imagine, possibly around lap 7, lap 8 maybe. Of course the tyres will be starting to go off. It is lap 5 of the race. Siege right on the back of Navy coming through the castle section. We'll get a good point of view here coming through. Bit of lag going on, but nothing too major. Navy leading the way, Siege in second, Spike in fourth place, as that of the second, I should say. Goodness me, if I can get my words out tonight. I am losing my voice slightly. I do apologise, I've got a drink, I've got a lozenge in my mouth. Hopefully I can continue to commentate at full voice. This is not great. Afri though leading the way, 8.5 seconds. He's really gained on Navy on this lap. I think it's another 8 tenths gained. With Navy in second, Siege in third, Spike in fourth position. Spike losing the time now, possibly that front wing damage, or what we think is front wing damage, on that right side end plate, as Siege is about to get the move done on Navy. I think he's going to the DRS. DRS now enabled, of course, running down the straight. Navy tries to cut back into the slipstream to try and get the run back at him down into turn 1, but it's not going to be good enough, and there's a three-way battle kicking off. 2 into the pits, Flying Cooper and Maze and Maximus, into the pits. Flying Cooper continues on for another lap. So those guys pitting early. Maximus taking a bit of a weird one. Let's see the pit stops. Maximus now comes into his pit stop. Medium compound of tyres go on, of course. Navy right on the back of Siege, in fact, and Navy is going past Siege once again. So Navy, down the inside of turn 3, has got the move done and parks it beautifully on the apex there. Clean, crisp manoeuvre by Navy. Fantastic stuff. Siege still on the back of him, though. We'll cut back to the pit stops if we can. And however, Spike just sizing up possible opportunity as they go past the pharmacy and the beauty salon on the right hand side there. There's the flame towers in the centre of shot. There's a beautiful shot panning back down towards the start finish straight. But Afri 9 seconds out in front, Navy in second, Siege in third, Spike in fourth. But this battle for second, really intriguing. It's been like this for, I would say, pretty much every single lap so far. And Navy, maybe just coming under pressure, maybe just saving up bit of his tyres, to be honest. Of course, no ERS or DRS. Well, we've got DRS, obviously. No ERS. Let's take a very neat line, all 3 of them there, through turn 14 and into 15 now through the left-hander on the run down the hill. Bit of a gradation change there, about 30 metres change in sea level roughly this track provides. Of course, this is a street circuit. Its common use is for everyday living, so cars obviously going around on the streets of Baku. Oh, Siege getting very close there to the inside curb. Not sure if he clipped the wall slightly. However, he's got a good run off. There's the Art Museum on the right hand side, and now Siege, as Afri pits in from the lead of the race, this is now going to be for the lead of the race. And Siege is back through on Navy. I think the yo-yo effect might go on here with Navy trying to get back past down into turn 3, but Siege has now got that move done. He's up to the lead of the race, but for how long? Because Navy is going to come back at him. I am pretty certain of that. Siege gets very close to the wall, just runs it again, so Navy... This is going to be a little bit easier, I think, for Navy. He's now taken to the outside line. Siege taking the inside line to defend, but the Dutchman, I think, is going to be around the outside here. Should be job done. Keep it clean. Navy gets it, I think. He's got the inside line still pretty much side by side. Siege is not giving up this lightly. Around the outside he goes. Siege and Navy. Brilliant racing, and Spike getting involved in this as well, and Siege has got back past. Siege has got back past. Absolutely brilliant racing. Siege has got back past Navy. That's for the lead of the race. And Spike now on the back of this as well. Three-way battle for the lead here in Baku. We're in for a treat. We are in for a treat as we come through the castle section. Siege getting very close to the wall. Not sure if he lost any end plate there. I don't think he did. Ooh, bit of a compromised run as Afri has already gone past Andy. So Andy has let Afri through. We'll go on board with our current net leader of the race. There is Afri, right in the back of Ullman Barry. He's got to take it carefully because Ullman Barry, of course, is not on the same strategy as him. Afri is just going to size up a possible overtaking manoeuvre here. And the German, I think, with fresher tyres, should get the run off as Navy has... Was that into the wall there, possibly? Navy is being passed by Spike. I'm not sure if that was wing damage that I saw in the corner. It remains to be seen. No front wing damage, I don't think, on Navy's car, as Afri has got that move done, and Andy's trying to follow through as well on Ullman Barry. Oh, very close there, but Afri has got that move done, so he sized up the run off turn 15, gets the move done, and Navy into the pits early. So Navy into the pits early, counteracts Afri coming into the pits, might give him a better chance to seal that second place at the end of the race, and now Andy has gone through on Ullman Barry, so Andy is through on Ullman Barry, he's into P6, Ullman Barry into P7. Breaking down this race though, halfway through, Siege currently leads the way, Spike in second, Flying Cooper in third. Navy is currently fourth. Saying that, he's just came into the pit and has been overtaken by Afri and Andy. And there is Navy. They are the super soft competitive tyres, and I think that might have been a front wing change actually for Navy. I think it is a front wing change for Navy, taking a long time in the pits. So Navy into the pit lane, unless it's just the pure run of him being last in the pit lane. Navy now out of the pits, he's out in clear air, he's ahead of Maze, which is going to be quite beneficial to him. And he's now on the fresher set, and he's on the super soft compound of tyres, but in terms of the battle for the net battle at the minute for the lead, if you can call it that, 20 seconds separating Afri and Navy for possible net P1 and net P2. So that's going to be intriguing to see. As Alan Kayes came into the pits once again. My voice starts to go a little bit, do apologise. Siege though leading the way from Spike in second. 0.6 of a second separating these two. Been pretty constant between these two. There is a lot from wing damage on the right hand side of the corner. I'm not sure if that might have been from earlier, might have been from Jeffrey maybe, or if that was from Navy. I'm not sure if there was a front wing change there with Navy, but didn't really catch on board with that pit stop. The Ghost has retired from the race. I'm not sure if he came into the pits and retired the car there, or if he's just retired it out on the track. I hate to see it, but yeah, yellow flag from sector 3, so that's obviously down in the pit lane. So Ghost retiring it out of the pits, and Spike is going to come into the pits as well. So Spike into the pits. Siege will spawn the next lap. Flying Cooper will continue on for another lap, of course, these two teammates. So Spike into the pits. Dam's doing very well with the constructors so far. But that is just going to give Afri even more clear air here out in the net lead of the race. There's not really much going on out on track. We'll go on board with Navy though in the meantime. Navy trying to catch Maximus, 1.5 seconds separating the medium runner to the super soft runner. In fact, Maximus currently running, I think, in a net P2 if everything comes to fruition. Spike is there into the pit. He's out of the pits and has been overtaken by them both. So Maximus now, I'm under the impression he's into a net P2. Going to be very close on exit here between Spike and Maze. Don't think Maze is close enough to get this move, to get the overcut round the outside. Yeah, Spike is ahead of him. So Spike now into P7, Maze into P8. Sean for the Uni Vitulsi Racing as well. Sorry, Sean is in the Campos car. Vitosi, also the GOAT, is the other driver, and he's already out of the race, so only relying on Maze now to score the points. But points is definitely what is going to be on the cards, it seems, for Maze so far. Nevi then, right on the back of Maximus. These two on differing strategies, but most importantly, they've already been into the pit, and I think Nevi could try and get the move done now down into the castle section. Not quite. He's going to have to be patient. We're going to have to see sort of Afri line being taken through. He's got to wait his turn. Second sector not really going for an overtaking manoeuvre. However, I have seen an overtaking manoeuvre around the outside of turn 14 before. And Navy, is he going to try and size it up? No way. Navy, yeah, switches to the inside. Just catches the curb slightly. I think Maximus is going to stay ahead now. Yeah, Navy not going for a move. Maximus just takes a little bit of a deeper line. Nearly into the wall. Sieges into the pits from the lead of the race. And I think Flying Cooper is coming in as well. Yeah, both of them into the pits. Afri then is going to be out in front, and Flying Cooper picks up a 5-second time penalty, in fact, and now Navy. Bit of lag going on between these two. Maximus just jumping back slightly. Not putting off Navy. He's right on the back of him. There should be easy pickings now down the straight. Navy should be through on Maximus. This is for currently the net P2. And Navy is through on Maximus nicely down the straight. Maximus gains back into the slipstream. Andy into the pits. Siege and Flying Cooper. There is Siege already out of the pits. So Siege is out in P2. Navy in P3 is S. Graham has retired. S. Graham has retired the car. I think he's lost it through turn 14 and 15, I think. But he lost it into the wall. Yeah, there he is. Right hand side. Pretty much similar to Grosjean under the safety car. Of course, no safety cars. We see Alan Kay going for spin there on the inside of the curb. Alan Kay, he's got to keep that car going. He has lost a bit of end plate damage. But you've got to try and keep that car going, because you never know, if somebody crashes out ahead of him, he will be in the points. So he's got to keep going. Spike though right on the back of Flying Cooper. Two teammates have swapped around. Spike on slightly fresher tyres. Now under pressure from his teammate. And I don't think Dams will be very happy by this. And Flying Cooper have let him through. So a bit of team orders going on there. Flying Cooper, I was just about to say Dams will not be happy if team orders are occupied, but team orders obviously occupied there, and Spike is through. I think the quicker driver, or maybe that's been used as a bit of a tactical ploy there for Flying Cooper to try and get the DRS down the straight, and that run out of turn 13 doesn't really fill me with much confidence that it will be within DRS. It comes down now the hill through into turn 15 and Spike right on the back of Maximus. Also coming down into 16. Oh, could have switched it down the inside there for a possible move. He's going to wait until the DRS is enabled, I think. Spike is going to try and size up the move actually into turn 18. This is going to be brave. This is going to be very brave from Spike if he can pull this off. A little bit of contact, but Maximus holds it nicely around the outside. Good sportsmanship and good showmanship. And now Flying Cooper right on the back of this as well. We're going to see three wide down the straight. Maximus, Spike and Flying Cooper. Take your pick. Who is who? Maximus has already been overtaken. Now the two Dams go side by side. Spike on the left-hand side. Flying Cooper on the right-hand side. They dive down into turn 1. Oh, Maximus very close to the back of Flying Cooper. Oh. Very close there. Just slightly got his braking point a little bit wrong. But Spike has got the move done on Flying Cooper. The Spike now into P4. So he gains the position out of that. Flying Cooper gains a position as well. Maximus loses 2 as a result of both Dams cars. And I don't think they can afford to fight, to be honest, these two. Of course, the Constructors standings, obviously very early days. We've got 10 rounds of the championship, 9 rounds of the championship to go. But Spike and Flying Cooper, currently Dams, looking very strong in the Constructors battle. And I don't think they can afford to battle. I think they'd be thinking more about the points rather than the individual championship. You never know. Of course, they might be thinking about the individual championship, and then it gets a whole lot spicier. It'd be brilliant. But Afri though leads the way. A bit of an update. We are 2/3 of the way through now. So, pretty much 50% race distance. More than 50% race distance, in fact. Afri leads the way. Siege in second. Navy in third. Spike in fourth. Flying Cooper in 5th, Maximus in 6th, Maze in 7th, Sean in 8th, Oldman Barry in 9th, and Andy running in the points as well. Possibly, I think he's going to score his first points of the season. Everyone now spread out by about a second roughly, 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds, the gap roughly out on track between these guys. And just to confirm, yeah, Andy will be picking up his first point of the season, as will S. Graham, sorry, not S. Graham, Old Man Barry will be picking up points as well. And I'm just trying to see if anybody else has scored no points so far this season. Apart from Alan Kay, who has been into the pits again. I think it's unlikely now he might get points unless somebody does crash out ahead of him. Then that can be the only way he can pick up that final point out on track. And of course, could go for fastest lap, which obviously pays for a point as well. And that's what we've seen, I think, in the last couple of seconds there. New fastest lap of the race set by Siege, 52.6. The current fastest lap of the race. Spike with a 52.8 as the only one that has came close really to breaking that fastest lap and to gain that extra point. And of course, extra point is awarded for the fastest lap in the sprint race as well. Fantastic stuff. 4 laps to go, 3.5 if you're being picky, but after he leads the way, 10.4 seconds, gap has came down. Of course, you would expect that. Supersoft's coming into play for Siege, but I think in terms of the strategy, he might have just messed this up slightly as the German powers on ahead. And we'll ride on ball actually with the penalties, because I haven't been getting any yellow flags or anything like that. Let's update you on the penalties briefly. Afri, no warnings, good to see. Siege, no warnings. Navy, no warnings. Spike with a penalty. The Spike has picked up 3 seconds. Flying Cooper has got a 5-second time penalty. I'm not sure if that was served in the pit lane. Maximus has got no warnings. Good to see. Mays the same. Sean with 1 warning. But good stuff. Oman Barry with nothing. And Andy with 1 warning as well. Oh, and we'll go on board with Alan Kay just to pick up on that. Yeah, Alan Kay with 1 warning as well. Good stuff from the majority of the drivers. Not really many penalties to talk about tonight. So it's going to be quite an easy job, I think, for the stewards, to be honest. Of course, we will investigate whatever happened at the start of the race. George, what looked like, from my point of view, he was going down the escape road. It was a very wide out angle, so I couldn't really pick up on what actually happened in that race. We were focusing on other action. However, Spike getting closer to Navy on a lap pressure tyres compared to Navy with 3 laps to go. He's got to try and really make this count and get a little bit closer. Spike, the Brit, on the back of the Dutchman, Navy, just ahead of him. And Afri currently leading the way. That gap not really coming down. I think this is Afri's race now to lose for sure. I think that was probably inevitable from the end of the first couple of laps. As well, I do apologise. Spike now closing in. Much closer this time to Navy. Not going to try the move down into turn 3, however. Spike holding off Flying Cooper, who that gap has now extended to about 3 seconds. So the Dams drivers now spread out, 4th and 5th. And Spike right on the back of Navy. So possible podium coming on now for Spike. Oh, grips the ball on the inside there. Poor run out through 9 and 10. Through 8 and 9 even. This is turn 10, right-hander. Halfway through the lap now. Spike leading the way as they come through the castle section once again. There's only a couple more times they have to come through here for the feature race, and then of course we go into the sprint race. With a reduced field of 13, as Jeffrey and George have already left the session, and I'm not sure if anybody else has as well. The Spike on the back of Navy, come through the old city on the right hand side, now dive down towards the hill, through 10-15. Navy just a bit of a poor exit there, to be honest. Spike on the back. Really sensing he's getting closer, and I'll tell you what, Spike is going to be all over the back of him through this left-hander, through 17, now into turns 18 and 19, left and right. Spike again just feathering off the throttle, doesn't really feel confident to take the flat out through there. I feel certainly they can take a flat out. Of course, these drivers on tyres, and now Spike getting closer. Navy will defend the inside line, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. As we now ride back on board with Navy, Spike is through, and he's up to P3. If he can get that car stopped down into turn 1, runs a little wide. Navy possibly sensing another opportunity of them down into turn 3. But for now, Spike is ahead and defends it nicely and just puts Navy off a little bit there. Spike just taking that corner maybe slower than expected, missing the curve, and that put actually Navy under a bit of pressure, forced him to go over the curve, and it's not going to be close enough down into turn 3, which we thought that would have been the case. So maybe Spike playing a little bit of a game here with Navy and just trying to force some intra-error, see how the line lies. Flying Cooper getting a little bit closer as well as a result, 2.2 seconds separate. We are on the penultimate lap of the race. If you're tuning in at this point, you're foolish. Honestly, you've missed a lot. Afri, 10.5 seconds leading out in front. Siege in second, Spike in third. Navy just outdoing his braking point slightly there, and again being forced under pressure by the car ahead, and he might be forced under pressure again. He's in a bit of a damn sandwich, to be honest. And yes, that couldn't be taken as a pun, to be honest, but he's in a bit of a damn sandwich at the minute. Flying Cooper now 1.5 seconds down. He has really gained on this lap. 0.7 of a second I make out of this on this lap alone. Afri, in the meantime, is about to come across the start-finish line once again to start the final lap of the race. And where the old meets the modern, it looks like Afri is going to be taking the second consecutive win of the season. Of course, he won the sprint race last time out in Bahrain, and he's looking very dominant. Apart from that, he's lost his right side end plate, took it too much into turn one. You do not want to be doing that if you're in the lead of the race. This is going to put Afri under a little bit more pressure now. I sadly caught that as well, but Afri has lost his right side end plate, just went way too deep into turn one, got forced onto the curb on the outside, and he clips the wall. He thought it was good enough, but that right side end plate came off and went actually under the map, which is very strange, but there you go. Afri leading the way. Flying Cooper then on the back of Navy, and again he's very close here, 0.6 of a second. Navy is, Spike now up the road from Navy. There are yellow flags ahead. That is Alan Kay getting out of the way. That's Backmark getting out of the way. So Alan Kay out of the way to let these guys battle. Good sportsmanship there shown by the Irishman, of course. That's what we like to promote here in TTL F2. Afri still leads the way, 10 seconds the gap. He's through the castle section safely. Has he lost any more M plates since we last been on board with him? No, he hasn't. Thank goodness for that. The German doing well so far. Do not hit the wall again, my son. Do not hit the wall again. But the German is going to be running down the hill for the final time, and he is going to be taking the victory here. But we'll go back on board with Navy and Flying Cooper in the meantime. For around the next 20 seconds, Navy getting very close to the wall there. Give Flying Cooper another bite of the cherry. He's right on the back now, coming into 14 at the left-hander here. Very, very quick through there, but he has to back off because he's not going to get the run after he is through the final couple of corners now. I want to go back on board with Flying Cooper though. Right on the back of Navy, who's into the wall, and Flying Cooper says thank you very much, I'm through into P4. Flying Cooper, as Afri is about to come across the line to take the win in the feature race. Afri takes it, but back to the drama unfolding, and Flying Cooper has gained the position on Navy. Navy clipping the wall on the right hand side at the exit of turn 15. Navy now has to settle for fifth. Siege across the line in second. Spike is about to come across the line now to finish in third. Good result for him. Good result for Dams as well. Flying Cooper in fourth. Navy in fifth. But Flying Cooper, 5 second time penalty added on. He finishes in fifth. We've got a good battle going on in the meantime though. Sean is through on Maze, running down the straight, very late, very, very bold, but Sean has got the move done. He's up to P7, very late on the rest, and he keeps that position as well. Both of them not having any penalties. Maximus across the line and P6 just ahead. Sean in P7, Maze in P8. Ulman Barry going to be coming across the line to pick up yet more points for him, so he's going to be on to 6 points for the season. Good result from him, and I think he'll be very happy with the point score here. And Andy is going to come across the line to score his first point of the season as well. So Andy across the line in P10, and he's very happy with that. Consolidates 10th position. And of course, we've got the sprint race to come, so don't leave the lobby. And we will be coming very shortly on to the sprint race. But it is Afri who takes the win in the feature race. The German takes it on the streets of Baku. So Afri then on to the podium celebrations. The German takes to the top step of the podium for the second time this season, and in fact it's a straight 100% record because of course Afri finished second in that feature race in Bahrain. Every single time he's raced this season he's visited the podium. Great result for the German. Of course the sprint race to come up very shortly indeed. We'll run through the full grid, the full feature race, and of course the top 8 reversed. So I'll run through that now. Beautiful time. Afri takes the win here, 25 points goes his way. Siege in second takes an extra point, so he scores 19 instead of 20 as is shown on the screen. Spike in third, filling out the podium finish as well, and I think he as well has visited the podium on every single time as well, which is good to see. Navy in 4th, Flying Cooper in 5th, Maximus in 6th, Sean in 7th, Maze in 8th, Sean getting Maze very late on there, Allman Barry in 9th, Andy in 10th, Alan Kay also finishing in 11th, as Graham, Gort, Jeffrey and George not finishing in the feature race here in Baku. Top 8 reverse, which means Maze goes on to pole position with Sean in 2nd position. And I'll run through the reverse as we come now straight into the sprint race. It's going to be very exciting, this is. So we are down a couple of drivers. We are down George and Jeffrey, so both of them are missing from this race, but otherwise we do have a pretty much full grid 13 drivers going to be unfolding out on track. Gives me a bit of an excuse now to put another lozenge in my mouth, because I'm going to struggle through this second sprint race, the second race of the night. Of course, the sprint race coming up here in Baku. Very long, these races actually here tonight. Of course, the nature of the track more than anything else. 50 lap times we're going to be seeing. So top 8 reversed. Tune into the comment section now, see what you guys have been saying in the comment section. 95% front right, says Navy. And Andy very happy with the point. And I'm very happy with the point as well, to be honest. So, back into race 2, and it does appear we are missing Jeffrey and George, as I've already alluded to. So Maze out on pole position after his 8th place finish in the first race. Sean in 2nd, Maximus in 3rd, Flying Cooper 4th, Navy in 5th, Spike in 6th, Siege in 7th, and Afri in 8th. So the top 8 from the last race reversed, so Maze is going to be leading off the line here. And everyone being quite boring, I've got to be honest. It is a sprint race, of course. You never know, these tyres may not last. 11 laps for the mediums to last round here. Of course, no mandatory pit stop or anything like that in the sprint race. It is pure nitty gritty, quick and competitive racing, and 13 drivers are going to do battle out on track. Can't wait to see the results come the end of the race. Oh, dear me. I do apologise about my voice being just a little bit down tonight. I do apologise. I'm going to take about a minute off the mic, just give it a bit of a rest, and I'll be back in about a minute. Bit of a strange thing to come back to there. Navy slowing up everyone coming through turn 19 and 20. Everyone now at slower speed about to join up into the line, and should be getting underway very, very shortly indeed. The leader Maze comes onto his pit spot, and as per the colours on the left hand side of the screen, don't judge it, because Maze and Sean are in different cars. They're in the Indy Vitosi and the Campos respectively, and we are about to get going here for 11 laps here out on track, and the 5 red lights are going to come on very shortly indeed. There we go, the lights are on, and it's lights out, and away we go for race 2 in the sprint race. And Sean gets a very poor start off the line. Looks like we're going to see a bit of a Constantino down into turn 1. 2 Dams coming very close to contact there. Flying Cooper and Spike again. Everyone clean through turn 1, which is good to see. Maze leads the way, 0.5 of a second leading the way. Sean in 2nd, with Maximus in third, Nevi in fourth, Flying Cooper in fifth, Siege in sixth. So Maze has got the break, but Maximus right on the back now of Sean. Down into turn 3. Ooh, tries to judge it down the inside. A bit of contact going on there. But Maze leading the way. Sean just holding up everyone. Bit of a Constantino going on in behind. Very close there. I think that was Siege possibly trying to go around the outside of Flying Cooper. Not trying to go for the move there. It might have been actually Siege. Yeah, Siege on the back of Flying Cooper, I think that was. But Navy right on the back. Everyone clean though through the first half of the first lap in this 11-lap race. Again, very close to Constantino. They've got to be very, very careful here that they don't make contact. It is going to be very, very close. We'll see the position changes early on. In the meantime, only a couple of positions gained up and down the field. Navy's gained 1, Siege has gained 1, Andy's gained 1, and that is it, because Jordan Jeffrey, of course, not racing, and Jeffrey apparently is down at the back of the field. I don't know why, but he's not racing. Sean leads the way though. Well, leads this group, this big, massive train, expanding all the way back down to Afri pretty much. Somebody sideways in the background of shot. I think that was S. Graham, possibly sideways in the background of shot. But Maze leading the way early on. 0.5 of a second separating himself and Sean. Maximus in third, as we see Siege and Flying Cooper now going side by side, and Afri in behind on Spike. So Spike has now lost opposition to Afri. It's side by side now between these two. We'll catch on board with Afri. See this down into turn 1. Maze and Sean lead the way at the end of lap 1. Maze trying to go up the Sean trying to go up the inside. Afri trying to hold it all the way around the outside there. Spike trying to hold it all the way around the outside of Afri. A little bit of a wave going on, maybe just feeling hard to judge by. There are blue flags out on track. I do not know why there are blue flags out on track. Siege has been overtaken though by Afri. Afri gets the better run off. He's on the inside line now. Who camera angle this is, and Afri's got that move done. Spike trying to follow through as well. Tries to get that move done, but not quite. Navy down the inside. Sorry, that was Maximus down the inside on Sean, trying to get the move done as S. Graham is out the race. S. Graham is out the race. I'm not sure if that has been taken down the escape road at turn 3, or on the exit of turn 3, maybe. Getting very Constantine up. Maze having run of the race so far, and a little bit of spin in the background. I think Flying Cooper was around there in the background of shot. Not sure if he came into contact with possibly maybe Spike or Siege, maybe, I'm not sure. Maze leading the way early on, 0.9 of a second. Sean in second, Maximus in third, Afri fourth, Navy fifth, Siege sixth, Spike in seventh, Andy in eighth, Oldman Barry in ninth, Flying Cooper in 10th. As a result of that, what we think is contact between them. He has also his right side end plate as a result as well. Got to keep going though. Top 10 still pays positions. 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 points. And that is not what you like to see. 2 cars that are not even out on track. The Maze leading the way. Navy is round in the background. Navy round in the background. Not sure if he's caught that on the curb. Alan Kay's retired from the session as well. There's no contact. I think Alan Kay has lost it by himself actually. Navy is pretty much now out of contention as well. Flying Cooper has clipped the wall once again as well. Of course, no safety car or anything like that in F2. With now Maximus on the back of Sean. Sprint race just a very, very scrappy affair so far. Spike launches one on the inside of Siege, down into turn 1. That was brave stuff, but Spike has pulled that off beautifully. Gets the move done, and after he loses the control of the car when trying to overtake Maximus, Flying Cooper is retired in the pit lane, so which means the top 10 now all will score points. If Navy comes back out on track, he will, of course, pick up the points. Sean gets a poo run off, and Maximus maximises his opportunity there. That's a hateful pun. You can probably bring me up that later on Twitter or somewhere like that, but Maximus has got the move done. He is up to P2, nice stuff, and Afri trying to get past. Already gained 4 positions, one of the big gainers so far. Galt as well has gained 4 positions, but very close racing here in the sprint race. Regardless of the contact that we've had, very close racing, and only 7.5 seconds separating the top 9 out on track. This is what you don't like to see, this is what you don't see in real life Formula 2. This is absolutely sensational stuff so far. But the majority of drivers out on track. Maze leading the way by 0.8 of a second. Maximus in second was on board though with Afri, trying to get the move done. down on the outside into turn 15. Red stuff, Sean parks it, that Campos car, pretty much like an orange on the curb, and Sean is still in P3. Goodness me, I have to take advantage of that. The car looks like an orange. It's the orange colour. Campos' new livery is very nice, I've got to say. But after we now on the back of Sean, of course, DRS will be enabled this lap. Spike around the back of this as well. We could see 3 wide down the straight like we did on the feature race with a couple of drivers. After we now, and we are going to see 3 wide. Spike gets the double toe and he's got the inside, and I think he's got them both, has he? He has! Spike has got them both. Brilliant, opportunistic by Spike. He's got the move done after he gets past on Sean as well. 2 for 1 though for Spike, and he takes that and runs to the checkout pretty much as Sean now loses the back end on the curb on the inside as now Siege gets closer. But look how close it is between the top 6. Mays still leading the way. Could be his first TTL F2 victory if he continues this up. Good stops, good driving so far. Maximus in second after getting a little bit wayward there out of turn 3. Mays hanging on so far. Maximus in second, Spike in third. Spike is the one that's really gaining through the field here. After he's just got to be careful. He's got to try and get onto the back of this. Mays pretty much hoping like it's FIFA, park the bus sort of tactic going on. As we now see Siege try to go for the lunge down the inside on Sean. I do apologise about my flu beginning to kick up once again. It's not great. Mays still leads the way though, 4 tenths per second. Maximus in second, Spike in third, Acme in fourth, Sean in fifth, Siege in 6th position. And again, update you, it's still 7.5 seconds separate the top 9. It is phenomenal stuff, and hopefully there's more to come as we come in towards the latter stages of this sprint race, and hopefully more to come for the rest of the season as well. But Mays leading the way by 4 tenths of a second. Maximus in second. Both of these two have pretty much been here since the flag fall, since the lights went out, of course. Afri around the back of Spike getting closer. Maximus taking much better line there than Mays as well. He's now eyeing up the move down the inside. Spike, is he going to try and do another 2 for 1 here? Look at the closing speed on Spike. Look at the closing speed. Sandwiches through the middle and both. 2 for 1 again. Brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. That is absolutely sensational. Spike has taken 2 for 1 again and gets the move done on them both. Don't care about the overspeed. That was absolutely sensational. After we now on the back of Maximus, it's all kicking off. Misses those 3 positions for not even coming down into turn 3. After we now down the inside of Maximus. Bit of side-by-side contact going on there. Oh, and Spike has lost it from the lead of the race. Spike has lost it on the curb. Maximus, oh, it's all kicking off. Maximus just trying to go for the lunge down the inside to try and defend that position. After we now left out in P1, it's all kicking off in the sprint race. Spike and Mays, oh, street wide nearly in the background. Maximus got to hold tight, gets spun around slightly there by Siege. He was on the outside line. I think Maximus was going to get overtaken anyways. All kicking off. Sean is getting position as well. He's up to P5. This is what I mean, sprint racing. It's absolutely hectic, but it's fun as anything else. It's brilliant. Afri leads the way. We're not even halfway through. Afri still leads the way of the race. He's now out in front by 1.6 seconds. Let's just calm down a little bit. Spike in second, Mays in third, Siege in fourth. Very hard hit there by Maximus. He's into the wall. He's going to let everyone through respectfully there, I think. Maximus could actually retire this from the race, maybe. He's got Allman Barry's teammate right in behind. So he could help him out a little bit for more points. So the MP Motorsport, I do believe they're in. Sorry, they're in the Sauber team. They're in the Sauber team. But after he leads the way, 2 seconds to gap. Spike in second after front wing damage. Look at the closing speed now for Siege. He's going to get the run now on Mays and Spike. They're both to the left-hand side of the screen. I can't flick it to the left-hand side of the screen, but again, it's pretty much going to be 3 wide. Oh, look at this. 3 wide once again. Siege going around the outside. Mays has got them, and both of them are through on Spike. Left side end plate missing for Spike. Both of them got the job done. So Siege is up to second. Mays is up to P3. Maximus has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But if he keeps on going, he will be picking up that extra point out on track. And he could, of course, go for fastest lap. You never know. Spike went now right on the back of Mays. Former leader of the race. Been mugged completely last lap around. Spike now on the outside line. Back to the breakers. And Spike's got the move done. Despite the front wing damage, he's got the move done. As now Sean tries to hyper move down the inside on Maze. He's now beginning to fall back through the field. And Galt is closing in on this as well. And Andy's involved in this as well. Andy possibly lining himself up. A possible podium. If this keeps on unravelling, he's going to be picking up a possible podium. Great stuff. Changing fortune team in the sprint race. We're more than halfway through. Afri leads the way. Siege in second. Spike in third. Maze in fourth. Sean in fifth. Andy in sixth. Gort in seventh. Old Man Barry in eighth. Nevy in ninth. And Maximus still running around in P10. He could go, of course, for that fastest lap of the race and pick up that extra point. That is on offer. Beautiful helicopter shot being shown here. Andy now on the back of Sean. The P5 and P6. Beautiful helicopter shot coming through 15. This is into 15. This is into... that's now into 15. Into 16. Andy getting a little bit wavered out of turn 15. Not quite losing control of the car completely. Afri leading the way still. 3.3 seconds. Siege in second. Spike in third. Maze in fourth. Sean in fifth. Andy in sixth. Gort in seventh. Old Man Barry in eighth. Navy in ninth. And Maximus running around in P10. He is closing in on Navy as well. So Navy with that front wing damage from earlier on as Afri sets the new fastest lap of the race. Andy now getting closer to Sean. Right on the back. 2.5 tenths as they come down into turn 1. Andy not close enough for the move there. Hopefully he will try and line this up into turn 3. A little bit of a deep exit there into turn 1, now through turn 2, and Andy not going to be close enough, I don't think, running down the straight as we are here. But after leading the way, there is a yellow flag in sector 2 and sector 3. I have a feeling that's Maximus. Yeah, Maximus has spun that at turn 16. He's lost his front wing completely, so Maximus could I would say come back into the pit and go for the fastest lap. If I was him, if I was in his position now, I'd be trying to maximise that and go for the fastest lap of the race and pick up an extra point, which could salvage himself up into the points battle, of course, in the championship. Afri leads the way. It's calmest this race has been, really. Afri leads the way. Siege in second, Spike in third. Everyone's spreading themselves out like a washing line now. Maximus has retired from the session. He's retired from the session. I don't think that was in the pit lane. Remains to be seen. We'll run above with Afri though in the meantime. Currently leading the race. Catches the curb nicely with 4 laps to go pretty much now. But still between these guys out on track, and Afri still leads the way by around 4 seconds now. He's really putting that leg up nicely. Siege in second, Spike in third. Maze in fourth, Sean in fifth, Andy in sixth, Gort in seventh, Old Man Barry in eighth, and Navy in ninth position. Of course, there's no reaction really going on in the chat or anything like that, hopefully. Otherwise, people might be getting themselves banned a little bit. But Afri leads the way and sets a new fastest lap of the race. Sean, in the meantime, right on the back of Maze. This is the P4 out on track, and he's going to lunge it down the inside with the overspeed once again. Sean has got the move done. He's down into turn 1. Down into turn 1. Got the move done, I think. Maze is going to slot him behind and possibly try and line himself up for a move once again here. Sean leading the way. Maze in second. Andy in third. Andy just in behind as well. Gort in seventh. It's a battle for fourth, I should say. Maze in fifth. Trying to lunge it. Trying to go around the outside line, and Sean completely cocks that up. And now Maze is going to try and salvage this around the outside. Maze around the outside on Sean, side by side. A little bit of a clip on the curb there by Sean. Gives Maze the better run off, and Maze has got the move done. Good eye up of the situation there by Maze. He gets the move done. He's up to P4 once again. And now Constantine's in behind because Andy and Gort right on the back of this as well. It'll be pretty intriguing this for P4. Afri leads the way. Siege in second. Spike in third position. Pretty much a replica of what we saw in Bahrain last week, of course. Andy just losing control of the car slightly there through the castle section. Not losing it too much. Just running wide. Trying to prioritise his line. But with pretty much 3 laps to go, it's Afri who leads. 4 seconds the gap. Siege in second. Spike in third. Maze in fourth. Sean in fifth. Andy in sixth. Gort in seventh. Old Man Barry is in eighth. Navy in ninth. And I've got to say, for what has been worth so far this race, Whole field separated by 19 seconds is not that bad at all. For a sprint race, that is not that bad at all. 19 seconds separate. Anything can still happen, of course. Somebody clips the wall. Once again, gives the other drivers a bit of a look into running down the straight, and Gort is going to be that one trying to close in now on Andy. And we're going to see 3 wide down into turn 1. Don't think we're going to get quite there. All pretty much running at the limiter, 207 mile an hour there on the Gort. Mays still in P4, Sean now getting closer, Andy right on the back of this as well. And Gort just trying to size himself up. A possible double move running down the straight here from turns 2 to turn 3. Andy now on the outside line of Sean. Scotsman trying to go around the Brits. Outside, and Andy, very brave, but he has to take this run-off area. I don't think that was going to work, to be honest. But good knowledge there for trying, and now Andy has lost a whole host of positions. So he's lost 2 positions there to Sean and Gort. And what's them up to P5 and P6 respectively. And now old man Barry getting involved in this as well. And I've got to say, he has been very, very quiet this race, but in a good way, because he's now started to come back into things. This race could be playing into his favour. And he could eye himself up some big, big points here, old man Barry. Right on the back of this, the way the race has really panned out, has really split itself apart. Old man Barry possibly now be eyeing up, possibly even maybe up to P5 as Mace now begins to pull away now on Sean. 1.3 seconds. Gort trying to go for a move then on Sean. Running down the hill once again. Still P5 and P6 these two. There's Andy just flying through shot as well as old man Barry. They run down the hill now into turn 16. We're about to go on to lap 10, which is the penultimate lap of this sprint race. And Afri leads the way by 4.4 seconds, and he's going to come across the line any second now. Oh, that's beautiful timing, that. Afri, 4.3 seconds out in front. Siege in second, Spike in third. Looks like the top 3 pretty much wrap themselves up in cotton wool for next race, but Gort really closing in on Sean. He's going to have to take the outside line here down into turn 1. He's got the overspeed. Sean has got the brakes though. Gort flies around the outside, not quite. That's into the wall nearly. Andy trying to size himself up, follows the line of Gort. Very, very close. No front wing lost there by either Gort or Andy, so good stuff. Good avoid into the wall as well. I'll just quickly go on board with the penalty situation. 2 warnings for Afri. Siege has got nothing, Spike has got nothing, Mace has got 1 warning, so has Spike for that matter as well. Gort has got nothing, Sean has got nothing either, Andy's got a warning, Barry has got nothing, and Navy has got a warning as well. So very, very, very good stuff from everyone out on track. No penalties being picked up. Might be the first ever race I've seen in a long time that nobody is going to be picking up a penalty. Keep that up. Don't want to be corner cutting now, this far into the race. Give yourselves up 3 warnings and then you get a 6 second time penalty. 3 seconds each throughout the race. We'll look it over if that happens. Afri though leads the way, 4.1 seconds. Going to be a 3rd consecutive win, very wide in the background there. That was Old Man Barry that was actually losing control of the car. So Old Man Barry is getting a bit sideways. Gort is right on the back of Sean once again. They now run down the hill into turn 16. Again, elevation drop of about 20 or 30 metres, which in layman's terms is about 60 feet. It is quite an expansive hill running down for the majority of this track. It is quite flat, apart from the middle sector where it goes, but the elevation changes quite a lot. But on to the final lap of the race. After he leads, Legion second, Spike and third. We're about to go on to the final lap of the race though with Gort and Sean. The P5 and P6 out on track, and Gort now sizes up the inside line, gets the move done and comes across to try and defend him. Sean not going to like that, but fair play to Gort. He's got the move done. That was going to be done anyways. Gort has got the move done. He's up to P5. Right. Sean now on the back of Gort. Not going to be close enough for the move, so Gort has got that move done and he's got it signed, sealed and delivered to P5. Nice stuff. Afri, 4.5 seconds though out in front from Siege in second, Spike in third. We are on to the final lap of the race. We'll go on board with the leader. He now comes through the castle section for the final time. through 11 and 12 and 13. Or through 9. I need to check these corner names. These corner. And because I swear I've been getting mixed up with some of the turn numbers as Andy has lost a position to Old Man Barry. That was a clip of the wall, I would imagine. Andy, I think, has lost his right side end plate, so Andy now down into P8. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm as oblivious to that as everyone else viewing, so I do apologise about that, but I'm trying to look on both my little track map we've got going here. 8, 9, 10 and 11 is the castle section. So I've been counting up the corners wrong all night. Brilliant. After through turn 20, now on the run down, look at the helicopter cam. After he is celebrating, the German's going to take his third consecutive win here in TTL F2. He takes the sprint race victory and he takes 15 points with him and extends his championship lead. Siege in second, good result from him. Spike is in third, good result from him. Bit lonely in the end. Mays and Gort are going to be running side by side, running down the straight. And I think Gort, it's going to be like Stroll once again. Gort has got Mays right on the line. Doesn't matter really, Univertosi, we're going to get those points anyways. 4th and 5th for Univertosi and Gort and Mays. Good result from them. Sean in 6th, Old Man Barry 7th, and Andy very close to Old Man Barry there, right at the end of the race. Maybe another lap and he would have got him. So Andy finishes in P8 and Old Man Barry finishes in P7 respectively. Over and done with here tonight for TTL F2. Of course, next week of the championship we move to it's Monaco. We move to Monaco next week, and if anybody decides to give me an excuse of because it's Monaco I'm not racing, then I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting that. You don't see everyone else in real life Formula 1 just say, oh, it's Monaco, let's not do it. After he takes the win though in the meantime, pretty much the top 3 from the last race is reversed. So after he takes the win, Siege in second with Spike in third, Gort in 4th from the back of the field. Good stuff from him. Gets my driver of the day vote. Mays in 5th, Sean in 6th, good races from them. Old Man Barry in 7th and Andy in 8th. Navy in 9th and Maximus in 10th. Contrary to what it says on the points, Navy gets the 2. Maximus doesn't get any because he DNF'd from the race. If he kept that going, he would have got that final point. Ryan Cooper, Alan Kane, S. Graham also DNFing out of the race. But after he takes a 3rd consecutive win in TTL F2, and the form is with him as we go into Monaco next week. And then after that, it is France. So rounds 3 and 4, Monaco and France pretty much going down into the southern half of France. And we will be seeing you there. So I better get my passport on. I better get my passport sorted. Goodness me, we're going to be travelling all around Europe in the next couple of rounds for TTL F2. Any investigations, of course, do send them in to the stewards. You can send any footage in to myself. I will forward it on as well. But hopefully you've caught with my voice. I am not going to be on commentary. If you want to see me again, I'm going to be back on Saturday. So I will be back on Saturday on this channel for TT... No, sorry, we're not going to be for TT Project Cars. TT Project Cars is finished. What am I thinking of? Goodness me. We're moving to Monday for Project Cars, of course. And I'm sure we'll try and get Andy in to explain everything about that and maybe host like a little podcast about everything like that. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed the racing on track and viewing, maybe even for the first time. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm now going to go up and rest. Thank you very much. I've been JamesHead14. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.